All right. So let's look at this word anoint. If I click on this and you come down here, you can see by the English letters. Now, when you've got an S with this little down arrow above it, whatever the whatever the word for that letter or that symbol above the S is, that makes an SH sound. So you would pronounce this word for, let me see, oh, here it is. Here's the actual Hebrew word. You would pronounce this word for anoint as meshacho. This H with a dot under it, that's that Hebrew sound. Meshacho might sound a little bit like an English word that we use, Messiah. Okay? The word Messiah comes from the Hebrew word that means to anoint. So here, this really means the Lord sent me to make you a Messiah, make you a king. And that's what's important for you to realize about the word Messiah. Messiah doesn't necessarily just refer to Jesus. Messiah is a word that means God's anointed. And that is a title that's most often used for the King of Israel. And so that's something to keep in mind when you refer to Jesus as the Messiah. It's not just the long-promised. Obviously, Jesus was prophesied. He was promised long ago. He fulfills prophecy, but specifically the word Messiah is a word that means he's God's anointed king over his people. Now, the word king here has its own Hebrew word, so you don't have someone who's a Messiah, someone who's anointed, isn't necessarily a king. The word for king is the word melech here, but Saul is anointed. He is, and anointing in Hebrew, it's this idea of the anointing is the visible marking out of that person to whom God's Spirit has been given. And so when you see anointing in the Bible, this is something that's specifically interesting. Let me go over here real quick to when you look at James 4, actually it's probably 5. All right, so here in James 5:13, is anyone among you suffering? Let him pray. Is anyone cheerful? Let him sing praise. Is anyone among you sick? Let him call for the elders of the church, and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. Something important to know about this verse is that the oil is a symbol of the presence of God. And so part of the reason why the person calls for the elders pray over this person, and they anoint him with oil in the name of the Lord. It's not just so that the oil can heal whatever's wrong. Because, again, is any of you sick? So if you've got some sort of sickness, putting oil on your head isn't necessarily going to get rid of the sickness itself. The point of anointing someone with oil is that oil is a symbol for the Spirit of God. It's a reminder of the Spirit of God. And when you put that oil on someone, you're reminding them that you are anointed, you are chosen by God, you belong to Him, His Spirit is with you. So that's just a connection that I wanted to make for you here. Samuel is saying that the Lord sent me to anoint you king over his people Israel.